Imagine this. A queen so powerful, her legacy has lasted for over 2,000 years. A ruler caught in a whirlwind of political intrigue, scandal, and betrayal. Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of Egypt. But what if I told you the stories we know barely scratch the surface? Beneath the famous love affairs, there's a woman far more brilliant than history has ever allowed us to see. Today we dive into Cleopatra's world, her rise to power, her tragic end, and the ongoing mystery of her lost tomb. Could it still be out there? Cleopatra's legacy, setting the scene. Cleopatra VII. The name alone sends shivers down your spine, doesn't it? You picture a queen draped in gold, commanding the attention of the most powerful men of her time. But here's the twist. Cleopatra was more than just a temptress. She was a mastermind, a cunning strategist who spoke multiple languages, and get this, she's one of the few rulers who actually spoke Egyptian. She didn't just rule Egypt, she became Egypt. Born into the Ptolemaic dynasty, a family rooted in Greek traditions, Cleopatra did something radical. Instead of ruling from a distance, she embraced her Egyptian heritage like no one before her. She knew, she knew, that to keep her throne in a world dominated by Rome, she had to be more than just a ruler. She had to be a queen her people could love. The political game, the true Cleopatra. And those famous relationships, Julius Caesar, Mark Antony, were they just wild romances? No way. Cleopatra wasn't playing a game of hearts. She was playing chess on a global scale. When she aligned with Julius Caesar, she wasn't just looking for love. She was protecting her kingdom. And after Caesar's assassination, she didn't stop. She formed an alliance with Mark Antony, one of Rome's most powerful men. Together, they thought they could challenge the rising force of Octavian. Imagine this. Cleopatra and Antony weren't just lovers, they were warriors, fighting for Egypt's future. But fate had different plans. The Battle of Actium in 31 BCE, it was a disaster. Cleopatra's fleet was crushed, and the dream of an independent Egypt slipped through her fingers. Can you feel the weight of that moment? Everything she'd fought for, gone. The final act, Cleopatra's death. Now, here's where things get really dramatic. Cleopatra's death. Was it the bite of an asp, a venomous snake, or something far more deliberate? Some say it was a noble suicide, others think it was a calculated political act. We may never know the truth, but what we do know is this. Her death marked the end of an era. Egypt, her beloved kingdom, was swallowed up by Rome. And wait for it, the biggest mystery of all? Cleopatra and Antony were buried together in a grand tomb, according to ancient sources. But where is it? No one has ever found it. Imagine, centuries later, and we still don't know where Cleopatra rests. What secrets might that tomb hold? Could we finally uncover the truth about her life, her death, her legacy? Modern discoveries. The search for Cleopatra's tomb. Now, fast forward to today. Archaeologists are on the hunt. The ancient city of Alexandria, Cleopatra's capital, is now mostly underwater due to centuries of earthquakes and tsunamis. But not all hope is lost. Underwater explorers, like Frank Gaudio, have uncovered parts of Cleopatra's palace. Can you believe it? Fragments of her royal life preserved beneath the sea. And then there's the excavation at Taposiris Magna, a temple complex west of Alexandria. Dr. Kathleen Martinez has spent years there, and guess what she's found? Coins with Cleopatra's face, artifacts from her reign. But the tomb itself, still missing. Can you imagine the excitement, the anticipation? We could be this close to solving one of history's greatest mysteries. The controversies, Cleopatra's true identity. But let's not forget the controversies. Cleopatra's image has been twisted and turned over centuries. Roman writers painted her as a seductress. Hollywood turned her into a glamorous movie star. But who was she really? Some say she was just of Greek descent. Others believe she may have had Egyptian blood too. What do you think? A queen of African and Hellenistic heritage? Or was she something else entirely? And then there's the real question. Was Cleopatra simply a queen wrapped in romance? Or was she a ruler fighting for her people's survival? The truth, my friends, is far more complicated than the tales of love and war. A legacy beyond time. But why does Cleopatra still captivate us? Why, after all these years, do we keep coming back to her story? I'll tell you why. She wasn't just a ruler, she was a symbol of resilience, intelligence, and yes, power. Cleopatra defied expectations, played by her own rules, and she fought fiercely until the end. Her influence stretches far beyond ancient Egypt. Shakespeare wrote about her in Antony and Cleopatra. Hollywood brought her to life. And even today, she's a symbol of strength and defiance. But here's the kicker. Her greatest secret, the location of her tomb, remains unsolved. Archaeologists are still searching. What will we learn if it's found? So, as we peel back the layers of history, Cleopatra's legacy keeps us on the edge of our seats. Will we ever find her tomb? Or is it lost forever beneath the sands and waves of ancient Egypt? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. Cleopatra's story is far from over. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Cleopatra's tomb will ever be discovered? Or do you believe it's hidden forever? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this dive into history, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any more incredible stories from the past. Trust me, there's so much more to uncover.